and welcome to Tavern Talk.
Hey guys.
Yes, we are a full spoiler live talk show based on the epic fantasy series Wheel of Time, based on Robert Jordan's fantasy series Wheel of Time. My name is Ryan, and joining me as always is Jansen the Gleeman, and we will not be having Brother Dan with us. He is partying in Colorado with some Wattaholics.
He is.
Some Watt fans, but we have some guests with us, and we're gonna have a great show as always. Beth might join us later. Is that right? She might join us later. She's doing her best.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are continuing our journey into the places we meet in the Wheel of Time, and we're on Crown of Swords. Last week we tried to do Crown of Swords, but we veered off violently into unknown territory, so we're just going to continue on with Crown of Swords. And joining us, we have a special guest all the way from Australia.
Awesome.
Ben the Wattaholic Aussie is literally in my house right now. He's in a different room, so we have good sound and everything. But yeah, he is here. He's enjoyed my pool. He's supped on my food. We've broken bread. But he is here, and Tavern is joining us again. Let's open the tavern door and bring them all in. Can maintenance get on that, please? All right, Tavern, Wattaholic Aussie, welcome. Welcome to the tavern.
No,
we have a lovely tavern today. It's all dark oak, and we're serving ales. You know, the big, like, you put them on your arms, you stack them on your arms, and they're being brought to you by bosomed waitresses, and we're gonna have a great time. Ben, I'm so glad you're here. It's 112. It was 112 yesterday where we live.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Ben,
bad.
you know, but Ben's like, yeah, whatever. I've been in 120, 10 days straight.
Yeah.
He
Definitely been there. Yeah.
Wait, what? What's the hottest you've ever experienced?
Me?
And not in the bedroom.
Probably in the 120s in Afghanistan.
Okay, yeah. So I'm done complaining.
I hit 116 in Arizona.
That sucks. Yeah. I was stationed there for 5 years. That sucked.
Fuck. Wait, 120 in Afghanistan, and you're not able to. You see, yeah, like I'm in my shorts, I'm in the pool. You're like in gear.
Yeah, we're in full uniform. Yeah. It's
Does it ever get okay?
You get used to it because it's okay. So you know how the humid heat, dry heat, there is a difference. There really is. Hot is hot, but there is a difference. I would rather be in dry heat than in humid heat any day of the week.
Any day.
Yeah. So we are dry as fuck. Ben, do you have audio? I feel like you're laughing. I'm not hearing you.
I'm hoping I have audio.
Oh, there you go. You're just silently laughing. You're laughing on the inside.
Yeah.
Right.
Often.
So yeah, but Ben's a great guy. Ben and his daughter are visiting, and they're all on their way to WattCon. Is anyone on this? Tavern, do you go to WattCon?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
and Jansen there might be a sighting of Jansen. We're working on it.
Slim chance.
Listen,
We're working on.
What did I say? I'm from Missouri. He's gonna have to show me that he's gonna be there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, and I
Not
want
really
to.
from Missouri. We want
Brother
you to.
Dan will be there.
Yeah, Brother Dan's on a road trip. He's now hanging out with Tree and Skeeter and Chauncey in Colorado. I want to see them in chat. If they're not in chat, I'm gonna text Dan right now. Every one of those bitches need to be on and talking to us. But yeah, last time I saw them, they were in a bar drinking ciders. I was jelly, but it's cool because I had Ben, and we're drinking our own drinks. Everyone at home, I hope you're drinking safely, smoking safely. Let's have a great show. We're talking Crown of Swords and all the new places we see in a Crown of Swords. We tried to do this last week, and I think we veered off into some very many great things. But let's actually go through one at a time.
White Bridge.
Let's talk about White Bridge. This image came from, I believe, the wiki. So I can't credit it, but yeah, that's a nice little image. White Bridge. let's talk about White Bridge. Super magical, super significant. Who wants to take it away?
Well, I'll start with it. White Bridge is one of the major cities or towns in Andor, and it is a major hub for tons of trade and rumor and travel, and it will always be there. And it has its namesake. It is right under a giant white bridge. Now, that white bridge is made from a material that no one really knows what it is. It is considered to be a terangriel, or made with the power. And it looks like you're walking on paper-thin lace, wet lace. And
Now, if it's a terangriel, what kind of triangle? Like what does that do?
Well, from all reports, it never breaks. No matter how wet it is, nothing ever slides or falls. It holds all weight. And I believe it was Tom Maryland who first started talking about like it had to be from the Age of Legends when they first saw it in Bail Doman's
Spray.
Spray, yes, the spray.
Yeah, that's the question, right? Because Tom does say that, but we know that not everything everybody says is reliable.
Exactly.
Is it just after the breaking, or is it something that miraculously survived the breaking?
That's what I think. I think it's the latter, actually. I think it would probably be something like that. I mean, I actually think maybe it's like, a piece, possibly a piece of the Kolam Dan.
Oh, okay. Go talk more.
Maybe it's a piece of the crap when
And someone moved it to White Bridge and just.
Oh, remember when the entire world had upheaval and the breaking, it made things that were far away close and things that were close far away.
The earth folded, yeah.
So some things could have, moved around that way. I like to think that one of the towns or cities that we do know that did survive the breaking of the world and all those things were formatting. Because Rand talks about formatting in what is it?
I got some for you guys.
Gathering Storm. No, it's the Towers of Midnight, I believe, when he's going to meet with Borderlanders.
Yes.
And he talks about how it used to be a city.
Leading.
Yeah, how they were always, and there was a city, and how what was the guy's name what was his name?
Where Asselman?
No, the guy that Rand said, I should have listened to.
The old guy at the school?
No. He was talking to men and cats.
While you're thinking of that, here, let me zoom in on something. Wait, wrong way. What do you see in the background there?
Ooh, a bridge. That's beautiful.
A big white bridge.
No, I see two bridges that are.
I think it's one. I think it's all part of one, but
that looks more stone than
Gilgame.
shining.
His name is Gilgame.
Okay, yeah. Which is a great rap name.
He says to men how I should have listened to Gilgame. He was righter than he thought about change.
All right, well, let's ask Chad. Like, do we think this is a depiction of the White Bridge? Is it? Then where's the White Tower in this? Is the White Tower right next?
The White Tower was built after the break-in.
This isn't the White Tower, though. This is from the right after.
Yeah, this is in Tarvalon. Yeah, this is Age of Legends.
This is the Age of Legends. Now, it's very possible that whoever did this could have, because this was made after the books.
Of course, absolutely.
So they could, so they could put anything they wanted into this.
I just thought it was.
Let me know, Chad. What do you think?
They had a big white bridge in this shot.
What White Bridge was this thing that was in the first book? This glowing bridge that kind of needed some further explanation. That never really gets one.
In the first book?
You need in the first book. We like Whitebridge is where they get off Damon's boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing that they see before that is the Tower of Genji, the gleaming tower in the distance.
Yes. But Doman also talks about another thing too, the pin in the mountains that if someone gets within a mile, they die or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does
Damon,
talk about something like that.
Damon's got stories.
Yeah, and he even says the things that he are too big for him to collect, he collects in his mind.
And you can see
that's awesome.
Whitebridge there. It's got like the river out of the two rivers in Barrelon. It's got the river out of the Borderlands, and it goes down.
Let's bring that map up.
So what's the Arenal?
Get into it.
So that's the Arenal that they're the one. Okay, I know the river that they were going down from Shadow Logoth was the Arenal.
So that
they have the Arenal, the Manetherndel goes
we
through
lost Jensen. We miss him already.
Oh, we've lost him. We have the Haven that comes down because of the ice peppers.
Oh.
So we have the Haven, the Arenal, the I can never say this, Manethrindrel.
All right, let's look at this. Here we go.
The Manethrindrel and the White River are both the same river.
Then what is this one above it? Or is that a road? That might be a road.
That's a road.
That is a road.
Yeah, that's the road.
The road from Barrelon.
Because remember, in the very first book, or in The Eye of the World, when Moraine talks to the Image Fielders, she talks about how you call it the White River, but some people still call it what the original name was downriver, the Manethrindrel.
And then we have Haven, or the Haven, and the Arenal, which meet just around the Tower of Genji.
I gotta just comment. It's kind of ridiculous that roads and rivers look exactly the same.
Not my map.
At least some way to differentiate between a road and a fucking river.
I don't think this was finished. I'm just going to put that out there. The guy
see,
did say he was working on it. I just
it's also in black and white as well.
Yeah. So
you can see that all the stuff from the north is kind of funneled down through Whitebridge.
Oh, you have a point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it goes down.
It's like a tributary.
You got to go through Whitebridge to trade. So it's
those ice peppers aren't going to sell themselves.
And the queen, of Andor, her writ historically is at least up to the city of Whitebridge. Why? Because there are customs people there.
Yep.
As we see in the first book.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And in fact, it wasn't until after Whitebridge that Rand and Matt started seeing the Tower Guard and recognizing them for what they were.
And then Whitebridge in the final book is used as a staging area for I think particularly the cannons and stuff, but a whole heap of stuff was staged in Whitebridge.
Yes, it was also the site of Perrin's Wolf Guard before they went into Camelin as a campsite after the battle with the Shido.
Yeah.
Perrin tells Fail to take the entire army to Whitebridge.
People are speculating, and I've been wondering this too, like if everything shifted around during the breaking, how did this bridge just magically, like perfectly encapsulate a river and make it useful again? You know what I mean?
So there's one of two possibilities. Yeah?
Okay.
To me. If it was there before the breaking of the world, then something inherent within the structure of Whitebridge meant that portion of the world didn't break.
Okay.
Oh, that's a really good way to look
at it. But
or,
other people, wait. Okay, go on. Yeah.
After the breaking, they found something that fit perfectly over this distance and they're just using the refuse of the previous age to best effect.
Yeah, well, Occam's razor would say like, yeah, like it's obviously it didn't just randomly land perfectly across the river and to create a perfect like land bridge for people. Like that doesn't make any sense. But wait, what about this? So like Janie Rice says, I didn't think Tarvalon existed in the Age of Legends. Are you playing the White Bridge? It is in. Okay, I don't know. What
it did not exist in the Age of Legends.
No, like in the show, they might have put it in that Age of Legends shot or something similar to it, but we don't know for sure.
We even see it grow. We even see the beginning of it getting built in Shadow Rising during the Road to the Spear. So,
are you kidding me? Really, you do?
Wait, we get to see the what getting built?
The White Tower.
Oh no, yeah, the White Tower. I thought you were talking about the bridge.
Not the White Tower.
The White Tower happened.
I was just answering one of the.
All right, but what do we think about this comment by LBF? So he says that looks like. Oh, so if you want to bring up the old picture that you brought up earlier, he said this is currently where Emmons Field is. If we're going with the show, but in the breaking, you could have moved. So yeah, so like he's saying this bridge, that's depicted in the show image, is depicting Emmons Field, which I don't even know if I even thought about.
No, I don't think that's what it. I don't have that picture. I lost it. Hold on a second.
Okay, it's all good.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
A third possibility that in the breaking, this structure bridge was dislodged. And everything
that was me, buddy.
Around, and it fell down, and it fell into the slot.
There we go.
Almost like it was made for it.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not Emmons Field in the least, because the shot below this, which is shot. I mean, we know that these ruins are definitely this area.
Yeah, and they walked miles away from Emmons Field, and then they saw this. Yeah.
Well, they didn't see this. This was when Moraine and Lan were watching Reds gentle the guy, and then she says, "We're off to Emmons Field," and then they pan backwards and they show this. So that was somewhere else.
All right, but also like think about the perspective of the shot. If you pull back fully, though, like the future shot, like that could be geographically way bigger.
Yeah, I think that's definitely exactly that.
Well, look,
could it be like Emmons Field, like
the stadium right here, or whatever this arena is, and it's right here, right?
I think you're absolutely right.
This is the river. This is this building here. What's left of this building now? The bottom shot is from further away than the top shot.
So is this Parandeezen?
I think it might be. I think because I think this is where Luz Theron was.
So this is Parandeezen. Okay, so all right, I like it. I think that's definitely spot on, right?
Well, I don't know. Wasn't Parandeezen betrayed? This might be somewhere else.
No, Parandeezen was one of the cities that actually stood, and because Luz Theron was there. In fact, Ishmael had led forces against Parandeezen and was humbled by Luz Theron at its gates. They speak about that.
Where was it that was it? God dang it! Which Forsaken was it? Was I was there at the Battle of whatever when we lost to Luz Theron? Is that Magedion?
Magedion, yes.
Yeah.
And because she said, I wonder if he remembers. I remember that. And she was there and saw that. She brings that up in, I believe it's also Shadow Rising when she's talking to Leandrin, and the chapter is A Hound of Darkness.
Okay, so let me just put this out there. Bringing up the show to like augment a conversation about the books, it's fun and stuff, but it generally is confusing because like the show, I don't really believe the show is canonical to the books.
True,
like at all. Like
absolutely.
So whatever this is showing, like I don't believe in it. I don't put any stock in it.
Yeah, the only reason I brought this up is that I just thought it was interesting that they had a white bridge in this shot. That was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only
yeah.
reason.
It might be like it's like a cool Easter egg. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
like I don't find like I'm looking for like clues to like underlying mysteries in like anything the show brings out.
We got showings.
All right, what, Ben?
What's next after Whitebridge?
Good point. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. This coming from someone who's lived years in the chat waiting for the thing to progress. Amazing. After Whitebridge, let's talk about Bethel. That's the best I could find. I think Bethel's somewhere in there.
Where are we going?
Bethel.
Bethel.
Yeah.
It's somewhere over there in the red.
I'm looking. Hold on. There's
Chat
the lake,
GPT
Jamal,
said.
so it's gonna be here somewhere.
All right, Jansen, what do you think about Bethel? Give me any. What's
I
happening in the books in Bethel?
Well, in Bethel, there's a lot of like Bethel's like one of those side.
There it is.
There it is, right?
It's
Right under
zoom in? Can you-
Gildan.
is it-
Yeah, right under.
There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Bethel.
Places
Bethel.
that Rand runs through.
Now, what characters do we have in Bethel at this time?
Fuck if
In,
I know.
A lot of people getting married.
Dragon Reborn, I think.
Oh, is this where all the weird marriages are happening and shit?
I think this is on the path through there.
Okay.
Isn't
People
it?
fall off. People fall from roofs and survive and shit.
Well, like these are some of the places where there's a lot of crossroads around Bethel. A lot of people are going in and out towards the west and towards the east, and this is where like a lot of like rumor is happening. And this is where you start to get into the mingling of a lot of different cultures when you're not traveling on the water. It's also, I think, Bethel is where some of the White Cloaks are.
More than likely, yeah. I mean, they're pretty close to Amador, and if it's a crossroads, there definitely would be. I mean, people leaving Bethel through a main road through Amador.
Yeah. So Bethel also, Bethel is like still like the places where there are people who deal in the craft of healing, but it's a side gig. It's like they don't want too many people to know about it because they don't want them knowing about it because of the White Cloak influence in that area and in the whole of Amadicia anyway.
Is that where
mentioned with Massima? I think.
Yeah, I think Noman Garden just mentioned that Bethel was where Perrin met Alejandra, and I think that's the town where they went. But that was later on in the books, right? Where he picked her up as a liege lady or whatever.
Yes, Noman Garden on the
he
spot.
became his liege or her liege lord or whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, Massima is definitely in this area at that time later on in the books. Yeah.
Yeah, so during this time, so we're in a Crown of Swords. So right around here, there's so much going on in the books in this area with so many different groups of people. So the land is changing just by the fact of like armies and swarms of people like who are following Massima, killing people like and stealing their shit.
Cutting off ears.
Yeah, Morgaze is hiding in this area right now. Everything is going like crazy around Bethel. Like this is where Taviran's swarm is emanating from almost.
Oh, yeah, talk more about that. Parents Tavern swarm. I love that phrase.
Well, yeah. So
yes, James. I agree.
Yeah, where so many of our Tavern, our World of Three, the big three, where they are in the world, upheaval is happening right now. Like so many things are like just changing, and this is where what I believed the Aes Sedai that broke out with the prophecy of the dragon. When they started saying things like all bonds and all ties are breaking, everyone in the books, because they're the characters in the books, they take that literally. But what I believe that they really meant was things like this that were happening.
So Jansen, I want to say that Rand runs through there in book 3 and stirs everything up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egwene and Matt go down to to Saladar and then down to Ebu Dar and stir things around. Masema comes through and throws a wrench into everything. And then Perrin comes down and sweeps up all of because each of the Taverns kind of work differently. Yeah. Rand gets what he needs. Perrin kind of sweeps up everything around as he goes, and Matt just twists chance and fate.
See, I love how you're using the word sweeps up, because I believe the pattern's using Perrin right now to sweep up all the things he needs.
All those dislocated people whose bonds have been broken, and and Perrin's the perfect man to do it.
Ben, that's a great point, Ben.
Quick question: isn't Samara where the Val and Luca's menagerie camps out, and Masema's there, and then they ask Uno to get them out of there or something?
Samara
is that Samara or is that somewhere else?
Where they get the boat.
Yeah.
Galad.
It's right before they meet Avienda, I believe, right?
No, Samara is.
Nynaeve starts a war, basically.
Oh, Samara was Galad's riot, but but the Elaine was and them were there with I could have sworn that
Elaine and the Shenarians, and three women got onto the boat with them.
A meeting in Samara, is that a name of a chapter?
Yes, that's when Nynaeve goes to meet Masema.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
They're with the circus at the time, right?
Yeah, this is right before she gets shot at by Brigitta.
Yeah.
All right. Bonus points to the band for coming in strong with the encyclopedic knowledge.
Yes.
Ben, you're killing it right now.
Yes.
I live for these books. What can I say? It's a privilege to be on with you, Jansen. Kudos. Thank you very much for making the puppets valid.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely. We were just gutter trash before all of this happened. Speaking of gutter trash, let's talk about
until Jansen put his hands up there.
Dorlan.
All right, Dorlan is known for its cheese. It provides all the cheese to Tarvalon.
And only to Tarvalon.
Wait, where the hell are we going at? Where's Dorlan at?
We're going to Dorlan. Now, Dorlan is the smallest town in Tarvalon.
On the east side of hang on.
I'm moving up there.
West side of Tarvalon.
There it is.
Now, this is
the
where
Wisconsin of Tarvalon.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a great football team. They finally got rid of the quarterback with conspiracy theory bent.
Well, this is where Elida, in her anger, sent all of the survivors and non-captives from Damias Wells when they started crawling back to the tower. And she told them all to go stay there and lay low. And this is also where Gawain and the younglings were also stationed.
Yeah.
During the siege of the White Tower.
Where did we lose El Puppet Master?
I don't know. I believe for a minute we did.
He's left us. He's left us to fend for ourselves.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're in charge, mate.
It's okay.
Yeah, Jansen, you're in charge.
It's all good. So we're still talking about Dorlan, you know. Oh, by the way, everyone out there, this is a full spoiler, and I know we're saying it, and it's going across the screen, but I just like to let everybody know.
And also, we apologize for saying the word Gawain.
Yeah.
Dorlan has one of the, I don't know, it's kind of like that little bit that makes RJ what it is, where Steele and Gawain discuss becoming a war. Like they're sparring in the hayloft type area, and
yeah. Dorlan also is one of the, it's one of the cities of Tarvalon, and they state about these cities, even though the small towns and villages that circulate all of these major cities, they always talk about how they're always going to have these cities there because of the trade and because of the money that flows in and out of these places. Dorland is a quiet town. And I like to think of Dorland, even though I live on the West Coast, I like to think of Dorland as kind of like Monterey, California.
Okay.
It's small, and they have their craft, which is cheese. They don't like they have few people come in and out to sample their craft, but they don't like a lot of people there, and that's how I feel when I go to
a bit artisan.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you. I always took the little towns around Tarvalon as offshore accounts, like where people go to hide their business. like they won't do it in Tarvalon, so they'll do it in these little towns on the outskirts because it's not in the city.
I like that. Especially
so
now
yeah,
running it.
Yeah, and so it's super quiet, right? It's super quiet because nobody wants to upset. It's like the Cayman Islands, you don't.
Yeah, you
don't
don't
have your
really,
counselor. You don't want to piss them off.
Don't piss anybody off.
Nope.
All right. Anything else with Dorland?
Nah, not too much about Dorland. Dorland is.
Yeah, we got way more out of that than I thought we would. Up next is Four Kings, but we might have talked about Four Kings.
We have.
We have in the past, yeah.
Okay, and then up after that is just the entire realm of Gildon.
Gildon. Very, very, very important, especially to Perrin growth and Vail. And that, it's essential for Perrin and for the Wolves. This is where, we get Elias, this is where we get Gnome. This is where we get all of the major wolves of the entire series come from this area. Just about all of them do.
From the mountains.
Yep, from the mountains. And who are the first wolves that we met? Dapple, Burn, and Hopper, I believe, were the first three, right?
Correct.
So those are the first three that, this is their territory. And,
I'm saying correct like I know any different.
It's Dapple, although it's more like the way the moonlight shines upon the water through the...
Yeah, exactly. So we get them, we get Elias, and we get a lot of the traveling people. This is like such a this is all, I always think this is like Perrin's world. The traveling people make up a lot of this area as well.
But hold on a second. Did we not meet Elias and the original wolves in the Caroline Grass? Not in Geldon.
We met them
after Shadar Lagat.
That's what Nomagar's saying.
Yes, he's right. You're absolutely right.
And Janie was thinking the same thing. Janie, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it started getting confused because I was like, wait, they were that way the hell up there.
No, that is where Perrin secondly meets Elias.
This is where Perrin
reaches, right,
starts reaching out to the wolves.
Where? Yeah.
Coming through this area with Gnome, starts questioning himself. And look, Geladon and Murundi, and they're the weak nations with no strong rulers for generations. But that's because they act as buffer between Ilion and Andor, and those countries have a strong impetus to keep the crowns of these nations weak.
Yeah, that's true too.
And it doesn't help that Amador and Amadicia are right next door that like to meddle in everything, to try to get influence everywhere. Yeah.
So if you remember Gareth Bryn lamenting that the Amarylline had shamed him because some bloody young lord had a chance to unite something, but he got killed in a raid 6 months later, and it was all wasted anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
That's going back 25 years, and then we're talking things like the White Cloak War, which happened through and around this area.
The Troubles.
Skeleton, yeah, like the Troubles. That's right.
That sounds like a great band name. Sorry.
I mean,
Go
there's a
on.
lot of there's so many things in this area. I mean,
Well, even Piran talks about it to Fail and talks about Gildan and how there are no coincidences not with him around.
right?
And he says, "Do you remember everything that happened? Where I met Gnome, where I met this person, where I did this, all happened in Gildan."
And Perrin comes back to So Harbor for the grain,
Yes,
and he ends up with Talonvor, and suddenly we're away with the Senshin,
Talon.
and suddenly
Talonvor.
bam, and everything finally finishes. Although it's only actually been like 42 days according to the number of knots on his fucking string or something. So it isn't really that long. It's just 3.5 books.
yeah. Well, see,
Pearl Harbor is that the place where they had to pick through the grain to get the wheels out?
They
and all that?
did.
Yeah.
Gathered from
So many
hard.
weevils.
I believe
Where there were ghosts.
Yeah, the
Ghosts
ghost
were
town. Yeah,
appearing.
I think that was Piran's Hinder's tap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he smelled something wrong there, really, really bad. And
Oh, yeah.
he was like, something is going on here. You know, he didn't understand. And remember, they got that feeling, I believe, when he first walked into Hinder's tap, and they said, "Are you alive? How do we know you're alive?" You know?
yeah.
No,
They were
and then,
freaking out.
no, and then he says like we should leave, and Berlin is like, no, I got this. But so was Perrin
Harbor
right,
was the
or
place-
was Berlin right?
Yeah, and So Harbor's also the place where they're like, don't hang around after dark, that kind of shit. They had all the ghosts that would pop up and just show up out of nowhere. This whole area is
His
just
wife was scared if she was going to come back to get him.
yeah. And the thing is, there are so many cool little things. So you have Dallin Forest, right? Big name Dallin. You have Talonvor, but you have Talon over here. You have all of these little Jara and Jaramel, and everything is like so centralized around Gildan.
So the Battle of Jaramel was the White Cloaks versus Ascension.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yes. The only people who actually call the Battle of Jaramel, though, are the survivor nobles from Amadicia who fled.
The cowards.
Yeah.
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 So what does it mean in the cosmology of Robert Jordan that there's a town with a geographical like just borders, that within those borders there are ghosts, but not anywhere else? What are we talking about? Like, what the fuck is going on?
That's Florida.
Well, I think they're like
That's Florida.
gigantic of evil.
Wait,
Or
sorry, Jansen, go on. Sorry.
They're like gigantic bubbles of evil. Because remember, there are other places later on in the books, not right now, where the dead start. Showing. It's one of the signs that Tarmangaden's coming.
Yep.
Is it like the whole idea, like as they're doing like Balefire, the patterns like falling apart? Is it just some sort of like unraveling of the pattern?
Well, I don't know.
that like once dead or just somehow like is stuck and.
I wouldn't describe it as unraveling, although I might accept that there's a certain softness in the pattern.
I mean, what the fuck does it mean to have ghosts in a reincarnated like society? Like, what the fuck is happening when we believe in reincarnation and they're ghosts?
Elaine has a maid in one of the manor houses that she visits that swears she's seen a ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was. God.
Yeah, but that can be for saying that can be magical shit. Like, yeah, but that doesn't mean there's ghosts. Like in this place, there are ghosts, and like, what does it mean to have ghosts in a world that is reincarnation and cyclical?
People that haven't crossed or decided not to cross, or
Is
whatever.
it like a form of limbo, or like a
It's possible. I mean,
There's all different types of ghosts. Some
I
ghosts
don't know
from
that I don't know. Tell me
1,000
more.
years ago, and some ghosts are from 2 years ago.
Good question.
Janie, you were correct. There were prophecies that said that the dead would be seen. Yes, I do recall that. In the
God,
books.
Janie, you're kicking ass tonight. Like you come in strong tonight. I'm big fan of JW.
Also, what was it Gildan where the Dark Friends Social or wherever the location was that they had the meeting? Was it Gildan or was that Amadicia?
The Dark Friend Social was not in Amadicia.
Right. Was it Gildan?
No, I think it was in the Borderlands.
What was the six-pointed?
I think it was in a Dream Shard, but that's just me.
No, I agreed. I agree about that, but I'm just saying there was a house or something where they met for something, and I can't remember if it was in Gildan or not.
Oh, okay. Well, Chad, if you remember, like, let's not talk about the show because, like we're talking books.
No. I'm not talking about the show.
It
was. Yeah. Anyways,
there's of course Malden and Saladar included in this.
All right. Yeah. So Glenn says a Dream Shard. Noam says the show said it was a Terangral. Fuck the show.
No, I agree with the Dream Shard thing. But I could have sworn there was something.
But you had to go something. All right. Well, let's talk about like we had the what was it? The impression of Rand, and book 2 was it? Seeing Ingtar return, right?
Yes.
Like that, and he came from a direction.
Yeah, but everybody went through like either a waygate or traveling.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
they all traveled to where they were going, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they could have just left and then got transported. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I always thought like the direction they came back was significant because we were trying to find out like what, like first time readers are like, where was fucking Moraine?
And you were also talking, Ryan, about reincarnation and everything. Well, you also have to remember that the books. Now, if you become a hero of the Horn, when you die, before you get reborn, you're hanging out in Tel'aran-Riyadh, and it suggests that that's where they go. So it has to suggest that everyone else goes somewhere else during that time period.
So actually, it could just mean that the ghost that they're seeing is the veil between the real world and Tel'aran-Riyadh.
It's just like a flimsy,
Yeah.
Like so those borders are just flimsy. So you're seeing Tel'aran-Riyadh.
They're softening.
Okay.
Which actually is a proof because later on in the Memory of Light, it's so thin that Perrin can be in Tel'aran-Riyadh and Nynaeve can hear him.
Avienda fights in a world where bits of rock are drifting apart.
Right.
Yep.
Like
in
literally.
Here, just before we leave Geladon, which we're about to do, we've got Malden, which is the end of the She's
slog
saga.
The slog.
And we've also got Saladar.
Yes.
Saladar.
Which, of course, we've got the whole Saladar 6, the whole Little Tower, all of that.
Yeah, let's talk about the events. But I think we talked about Saladar as a city. But let's what events happened in Saladar in the books?
Oh my God, some of the biggest ones in the book. Let's see, Nynaeve Hill Stilling.
Yep.
That's a big one.
Matt shows up, and
Matt bows to Egwene.
Yeah, Matt shows up, and now Gareth Bryn's army also has the band that is shadowing them, which just makes them look even bigger.
Yeah, Logain gets set free.
Yep.
That's another big one.
There's the whole storyline with the with setting up the Reds with
Yeah, I mean, and then another huge one. Egwene is raised Amerlin there.
Oh yeah.
Another big one. Nynaeve and Elaine are given their Aes Sedai ship there.
Morel thoroughly looks after land.
And then you have the discovery of old things like creating Terangriel and all of the stuff that they're getting from Moghedien.
New customs are made there with them taking everybody in for the Ice Guy now.
Well,
There's a lot of different things that have happened there.
Yeah,
a lot, a whole lot.
But
Big.
Sheriam's in charge, so it's all okay.
We can. There's an argument to say that Swan Sanche was in charge of Saladar the whole time.
that is true. I mean, yeah. I mean, Swan Sanche being the Blue's eyes and ears from the get-go, and then becoming the Amerlin, and go when she escapes.
The greatest manipulator in the entire series.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask a question: who the most influential character in the books was? Of course, Balwer always pops up in my head, but Swan Sanche was pretty freaking influential.
Well, I mean, let's face it: the most influential person in the entire book was Rand.
Yeah, but he was Tavern too.
Let's label it differently. Who is the most influential non-Tavern,
non-powerful
character?
or non-powered?
Yeah. I would Balwer, obviously. Yeah,
Balwer's up there.
I mean, like we had to show who's most. Who?
But
Ben, what did you say?
I mean, Pedron
Balwer. Skeeter is a Balwer fan. I like Balwer's character.
Yeah,
I see him as almost this Machiavellian kind of.
Yep.
Matt Stagger is screaming Varen over and over.
Over is obviously calling himself.
I would love to see Roger Daltrey play Balwer.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Fael. Fael was no. Fael was incredibly influential, especially with Aaron. And look what she did in the Two Rivers, and then look what she did in Savannah's camp. Like, holy shit!
Okay.
Aside from the slog, she did some incredible stuff. But Balwer is my man. Balwer.
Okay. All right. Most influential person in all of Wheel of Time.
Wait. Outside of the three Tavern.
Dark one. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna say Gitara Moroso.
Okay, good. I knew you were gonna say that.
I mean, that's a one-hit wonder. You're right. One-hit wonder.
No. Break it down, Jason. No. Break it down.
She's got more than that, man.
She sent to Grain.
She sent to Grain. She
true.
sent Luke.
Yep.
She sent Luke. She
sent Moraine.
She sent Moraine.
Which is what's more important than that?
And we can't even think of how many other things she saw and told. Tamara.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Stagger. No. Do we have to say
all
it out loud?
All right. Hey, wait, actually, Ben, it's been a while. Ben, what Bella do you want to hear?
Oh, no.
Peanuts, Bella.
All right, here we go.
Light Blinded Fool, you're absolutely right. Can we get an F Luke in the chat, please? Freaking hate Luke.
All right, Glenn, the geeky hippie. Marin is the most influential. She kicked off the boar, which started it all. What do you think about that? Let's talk about Marin.
We don't see it happen, though.
Spider-Man was also one of the other two. Was there as well?
Yeah, but we don't see that happen. It's just mentioned. I mean, we're talking about through the series where we see a character actually influence things.
JW's got a
healing. She heals the taint.
Fame was definitely influential.
Like she wins the last battle. She uses herbs on Alana right at the end. Nynaeve is the most influential.
And she adopted Trollocs after the last battle, and they raised her and Lan raised them.
Did she breastfeed him?
No.
All right, actually, JW, I think great. I think Fane's top 5 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fane,
has
Fane
to be
for sure, 100%.
All right, well let's build the list. So we have like Nynaeve, Fane,
Fane,
Balwer, We need two more.
We said Hitara,
Good,
Hitara,
good,
right?
good,
Oh yeah,
good.
Gintara. We need one
But
more.
the other one, if there's one more and it has to be filled, it has to be Ishmael.
Who?
Shamael?
Yeah, I mean,
So first off, I almost think Nynaeve's kind of cheating. I think
he had been working on it for years since the Trolloc Wars. I mean, he had been influencing people. He had been maneuvering everyone forever. Like,
all right, I've been waiting for this. I'm just going to interrupt everything. Yeah, obviously it's Tam. I felt like it was too on the nose for me to pick Tam, but obviously Tam is literally the most important.
That is
non-Tavern. Yeah.
He raised Rand properly.
Not only did he raise him, he fucking stealthily hid him from the Dark One.
Yeah, we've established that he knew.
And the White
Shout
Tower.
out the fathers out there.
Yeah!
Wow, that was exciting.
No, but yeah, no. Thank you, though. I'm kind of upset with Chad to take so long to get at Tam, and it took Matt Stagger.
Well, it's because Matt Stagger was too busy yelling Varen to hit us with Tam earlier. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, so do you think Varen is more influential than Tam?
I think Varen is more manipulative than Tam.
tell you what.
Tell me
Not
what.
only did she, Tam didn't really have any. He didn't have anything coming at him. He just had to raise. He didn't have anything. Varen pulled off what Swan Sanche did in Salador with Sora Leah.
Yeah.
That is true.
Like, she manipulated all the wise ones at the same time and Tatooine.
Yeah, anytime you bring in Soralia,
she manipulated every single one of them.
And
wait, tell me how. For what? Tell me how. How does she do it?
Well,
what did she do?
She somehow convinced Soralia that she needed to interview all of the people who kidnapped Rand without Soralia being there.
Yeah,
without
alone
being there.
Yeah.
Yep. She also, at the same time, through all of this, made her own language in scientific form so she could write everything down and get away with it. Because even when they caught her red-handed and opened up the book, all they said was a lot of birds and flowers and twigs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
She was brilliant.
Wow, Glenn, that's some harsh stuff right there.
All right, this is crazy.
It allowed Egwene to cull the Black Arjar out of the White Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, both the Rebel and the actual White Tower. Now, they missed, I know, about 70.
I mean, I'm going to say
imagine if the other couple of hundred were still in circulation when the last battle happened.
Does that make her influential, though? Does that make Varen influential? Did she influence anything? I mean, she did something.
A bit.
But I think any time, and you as a military man should know that if you have a double agent, they are some of the most influential people that you had.
Oh no, he's calling you out on your.
You have to understand.
Listen, as a counterintelligence special agent or a former it's always deny. I get. Don't get me wrong. I get what she did. The question is this: did she influence matters with what she did, or was she self-serving in what she was doing?
Well, were the fruits of labor influential?
Well, if we take self-serving out, then we've got to get rid of Ishmael because it's entirely self-serving. He wants the world to end.
No, I don't care about it. I don't care about like motivation, like impact.
Yeah, the fruits
I mean, okay. So the information that she got from, let's say, the sisters that kidnapped Rand, right? What did she do with it?
The Great Purge.
We were talking about places.
We were talking about. You're right.
We did this last week as well.
Here's the influence. This is what she did with that information. She somehow found a way to make compulsion herself and compelled them all to follow Rand on the same day to the wise ones and be.
All right.
I mean, hugely
pieced together from what she could get from people who had tricks before they came to the White Tower.
Yep. She put everybody's tricks together, and
He put a lot of effort into that. Is
Matt
my
Stagger, don't come at me. Don't come at
All
me.
right, so far we have Balwer.
Okay,
Let's
Balwer,
go-
Guitarra, Baron, Nynaeve.
I don't like Nynaeve in there.
Okay.
yeah, I don't think Nynaeve should be in there.
I think she's like more Tavern than she should be.
Guitarra and Tam.
Yeah, Tam, Guitarra. That's I have
Tam.
Uh-huh.
I always think Lan is influential in everything he does, but I'm not going to put that in there because that's just me being me, and I love Lan.
what's
No,
that?
he's just what?
I think Dai Shan could have a huge influence on the entire world. All he
You
had
talking-
to be-
Well,
Yeah.
Jansen, I would put to you that Lan is actually the once and future king.
I don't doubt
He
it.
was born and made king in the cradle. And after the last battle with Nynaeve, he becomes king of Malakir again.
Yeah.
This is Jordan's once and future king.
How much blood does Lan have of Hawkwings? It's got to be a little bit, right? One of the governors or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Hawkwing did like making... See, because empires have two ways of generally working. One is kill everybody that might take the throne, and the other one is put all of them in power, get them to compete, and pick the most ruthless to take over.
Chong Chong Wei.
Yeah, this is how I run the show. Actually, everyone
Somebody
on
else out
screen
there,
right
by the
now
way.
is the most ruthless. People who are not on the screen have just been like decimated, like they're gone. They're zero
I'm not-
hit points.
I'm not ruthless. I'm just drawn that way.
Yeah.
So
They're
where are we
yelling
going
men as
now?
well.
Are we going to like Arethel?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? We're
going
after Gildon is Hinderstep.
Hinderstap. Wow.
And that's our favorite. Yeah. Everyone go buy his stuff.
Yeah, Rob stuff. Go get some Rob merch. He's got great stuff.
So we all know about Hindustan.
Where the hell is it?
It's kind of like it's a bubble of evil, I guess.
Hinderstap is near Mount Starland.
It seems to be permanent rather than just temporary, which is a bit different.
Almost like a
And-
dream shard that won't move.
Yeah, yep. And it's like Sanderson's attempt at gothic horror.
Wait. All right.
East of Gildan. Thank you.
So it's like a scene from a horror movie where they go in and they're told don't stay after dark, and then they get chased. And
Well, that's why I always say Matt's POVs and his journey through this entire book is a horror movie.
Yeah, Matt.
It's a horror movie. He's got literally Freddy Krueger chasing him the entire time. He's
Yeah.
I mean,
he
No,
has-
but like a total '80s movie where he's just constantly honking boobs and like getting laid and then
Like a
fighting off
campy
demons.
8 hours movie.
it's like Big Trouble in Little China.
Look, he is really shaken by the peddler that he has to put the arrow into.
And the fact that he
Yeah,
comes in
the one that's sinking into the road.
I'm not going to say it.
All right, do we have Hinderstep here? Where is Hinderstep?
It's right here in the middle.
Right near
Right
Mount,
here, right above Lugard. Right above Lugard. Right there. Hinderstep.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I'm gonna.
I don't
screenshot
know
it
if
and
the
make
town
it.
next to it, Trust Air, is accurate. I wouldn't trust shit near Hinderstep.
That's where Veron was, I think.
Yeah, it is near Trustair. It's near Trustair and Mount Sardland.
It doesn't show Mount Sarden, but it does show the Cumber Hills and the Splintered Hills.
Yeah, it starts talking about Mount Sardland in right before they go to Hinderstap. Remember, they come in. What's the on a broken road, and the chapter starts off. Women are like goats.
Oh, hang on.
I don't know if I like the idea of that chapter starting off
They're
like
like
that, but all right.
horses, but everyone
This
thinks
is a
it's a,
two-page rant that he
Yeah.
goes on.
it's a rant. Yes, and then
To Talmanis.
yes, to Tomanus, and he says, and then what's his name comes up? Vannon comes up and says, I think that is Mount Sardland. It is Mount Sardland. And then he goes away and then he comes back.
Yeah.
Bannon is another one.
That entire thing, I think, was Sanderson not quite getting Matt's voice right.
Yeah.
I think he got better in the next couple of books with Matt's voice.
Well, we know that Telmanis' voice changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the better, I think. Much for the better. I like
yes, but I just thought...
I mean, Matt liked to
Matt
complain
loves
about
women.
stuff. Matt liked to complain about stuff, but he didn't like outwardly detest women.
Yeah,
like that, like those chapters sounded like. It was
message just kind of missed. And look, I love Brandon Sanderson because he finished my book series.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, bow down and forever indebted. Yes.
All the good stuff I think is RJ's notes.
We'll see.
And I think this, even if it was an idea from RJ's notes, it didn't quite hit that particular passage.
I think Andrew's amazing. If that's
but I want to say that by the time I'm reading The Last Battle, all small sins are forgiven, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to make it a complaint at all. But
no. Yeah. On some level, just like the momentum of the event itself, like
I actually think Memory of Light is one of the best books.
I agree with you. I agree. The Last Battle is a genius piece of literature for sure. Absolutely.
To bring everything together, I just go, oh my God.
Now, we know that can be done on film if it can be done right.
So there's a...
All right. Let's talk about this. And I want to agree and also, like, give space for this. Like, there is criticism for how Sanderson got Matt wrong. What do you think about that comment?
I think he got better with Matt as the 3 books went on. So I think
given
early on he wasn't quite right.
Yeah, I mean, given
he did better with Perrin than he did with Matt early on.
But Perrin was a pretty much more established character as far as I mean, we knew what Perrin was thinking all the time because they've said it from the beginning. With Matt,
I think Matt is really hard to write.
Yeah.
I think that is really hard to write. I'm not like this is not. I'm not meaning this is a criticism.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and to Glenn's point, like, Sanderson admitted it publicly. Like, he had a hardest time with Matt because Matt's so complicated. Yeah,
he's got a lot. I mean, there's
and
so much.
And he literally feels bad about it. He laments the fact that he failed getting Matt's ending right. And he hates how he handled fucking Pat and Fane. He like, in hindsight, he's like, that I don't like.
I honestly think that was the worst ending for any character.
Absolutely.
Who they didn't have anything to do for, who should have.
Oh, yeah, he turned Matt into like the Terminator with a fucking punchline and then like a death scene. Like, I was like, fuck you, god damn you. Fuck you, like, I'll be back. Fuck, whatever.
Can we go back to he finished our book series and we're very grateful for
Yeah,
all
we're
of it.
super
Yes,
grateful.
yes.
We're super grateful for the finishing. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it.
All right,
Here's the thing.
Where are we going?
That's only the beginning. That's only the beginning, too. Only the beginning.
Yeah. Let's move on to Watch Hill. In Crown of Swords, what's going on in Watch Hill?
Watch Hill is pretty much the only place where it's where anyone in Emmons Field has taken a long journey. That journey was probably to Watch Hill. We know that Perrin's been there. And what is it? The inn is called the White Boar, I think.
Nice. Yeah. What? Okay.
Or is that No,
Jensen, do you have like the books tattooed inside your eyeballs or something? What
No, man, I just remember, man.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, you can almost assume that he's like preps for every show, but he literally has no time for anything.
Yeah,
He just,
I guarantee you, he's not prepped for shit. He just knows it.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the white. I'm looking on the wiki. The White Boar is an inn located in Watch Hill in the Two Rivers.
yeah.
You motherfucker.
My man Jason.
Whose sigil is the White Boar?
The White Boar, I
Right.
believe that's Gowan's.
Gowan, yeah.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Wait,
that's
wait,
Gowan.
what do you mean who's?
I
What do you
say
mean
Wayne
who's?
because that's what he is in the Arthurian stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean by whose sigil? It's a white. It's just an inn. Like who would?
No, I know, but the White Boar is the name of the inn, but the White Boar is also the sigil of Gawain.
What?
Oh,
But it's in a field of white, but Min sees it. He sees it in one of her viewings in a field of blue, meaning that he was going to be Egwene's.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I already told you about the military significance of all of these little towns in and around the Two Rivers, which was just incredible. I love all of that stuff.
That Watch Hill was obviously the watch post.
Well, I mean, you have the Tavern ferry, which I think was shortened from the Manetheren ferry from back in the day, just because we've forgotten names and whatever. Watch Hill again is one of the two towns. You have Watch Hill and you have Devon Ride, which were the two outposts that kept an eye for Manetheren. With Emmons Field being basically the crossroads where everybody came into and then took the road up to Manetheren. But yeah, it's just
and
cool.
all of this was specifically important to Tam, who is protecting the Dragon Reborn from everyone who's trying to find him, which we now know posthumously was so many people were trying to find this baby, and Tam was successfully able to like steal this bitch away and protect him for 20 years.
Tam is a descendant in some way of
Amen.
100%. 100%.
100%.
So how much do you think those direct how much though are those like resemblances due to actual genetics, or is it to like Jungian archetypal shit?
I think with Tam, I think it's genetics. It's not just the fact that one, he is knowledgeable about the prophecies and all of this stuff, but he also lives higher up in the mountains than everybody else. So he's on the road. He lives on the freaking road that leads to Manetheren, looking down on Emmons Field.
Ooh, I never thought of that. Yeah, nice.
He's the remnant of a remnant. So.
Yeah, and I mean I said this last time. The biggest foreshadowing in the friggin' books was the very first chapter when Rand sees the Murdral behind them. Where is behind them? It's on the road coming from Manetheren, which is where the Waygate is. Which is where the Waygate is.
Keep this in mind. Tam is in the prophecy. He is mentioned in the prophecy of Roydion.
What? Tell me again.
He is the old blood.
Yes.
He is the old blood.
Yep.
Raised by the old blood.
Do you know the? All right, I'm gonna do a poll, but what's the exact quote? Yeah.
The exact quote. Born of the old blood. No, born of the ancient blood, raised by the old blood, or raised by the old blood, born of the ancient blood. Something like that.
We're looking for name and garden in chat. If we can manage that, that'd be great.
Yeah, Nomen Garden, the Aemon Althorin. Yeah.
Maybe he's at work.
I bet you there was an Al Copland too back then.
Yeah.
He was amazing, and everyone loved him.
Yeah. And
no, he was like the original Judas. He was the first one. He probably let the first Trolloc in the gate.
The buoys were the first ones that said, "Okay, we're not holding this river. Fuck this," and we leave.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Let's hit that like and subscribe button.
We've liked and subscribed. If you haven't, you don't know what you're missing. The best show, the broadest, deepest, funniest show about the Wheel of Time that there is. Get on the puppets, people.
Let's go. I'm going to clip that. Thank you.
So
bonus points for Ben.
Watch Hill.
Thanks for asking.
Watch Hill. After Watch Hill.
Yeah, what happens
after Watch Hills? Let's talk about Marcus Sharon. Jesus, we need you, Ben, for every show. This is amazing.
All right. So who is the most famous person that we know from Marcus Sharon in the books?
I don't see
I
that
believe it is a broken-nosed boy named Pytar. Who is also a dark friend.
Look at the Caroline Grass and go to the right.
No, it's right next to Camelin.
Yeah, left to
We
Camelin.
also know that later on in the book series, Pytor meets his demise via hanging by white cloaks. In fact, one of the only real, legitimate dark friend killings we know that the white cloaks actually did.
The only one they got right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they did it by mistake, probably, because they were...
Probably. He's actually one of the only
by
ones.
accident.
Yeah, it was completed by accident.
So
Even,
we do know that.
Even the stop clock's right twice a day.
I remember poor Peter.
Yeah.
He was hung by the white cloaks, he was.
And he even, Morgaze, when she meets him, she comments on him looking like a decent lad, other than his broken nose that just looked wrong. We know that he got that broken nose from Rand.
Yeah.
During the flight down the Arenal. Yes.
Just being fucking all country strong.
Yep. I said, leave me alone.
He killed a Trolloc.
And
then he started a huge rumor. Dark Friends and Market Sharon.
This is what started the mad chase.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just after Four Kings and all of that. And from this moment on, like Rand and Matt were all they had for each other in the first book.
Best part of the first 3 books, the prologue of the series or whatever, is the Matt and Rand.
I want to say my favorite parts of the entire fucking series is them caring for each other.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so tender and real, and like literally they hold each other.
So what's that? Isn't that Play for Your Supper? That's the name of that chapter.
Play for Your Supper.
Yeah.
Everyone, check in chat.
Play for Your Supper.
I believe it's after Flight Down the Arenal, something like that, or after. No, it's after White Bridge.
All right, Dexter's in saying hi. She loves you, Ben.
It's Dexter's.
Hey.
Hi, Dexter's.
Yep, everyone go see her viral transparent trial hauls.
I'll take the moment to say that I am so grateful to the Felt family. I get to stay with Ryan and Kay before WhatCon. I go to WhatCon and then I'm going to stay with Other Puppet.
Other Puppet.
Yeah,
Brother
name. Dan.
The one we don't talk about.
That's his new name. Other Puppet.
So, I and my daughter are both tremendously blessed to meet and be a part of this great community.
I can't wait to see you, man, at WhatCon.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see you.
And if you just happen to be watching, like, this is literally how it happens. Like, I started a channel with my brother. We didn't know what would happen, and all of a sudden we have friends from Australia coming in to visit us, giving me hand jobs on the regular, and like just nonstop like pleasure from Australia. I never knew my life would be this great, and like you never know. So what I say to the children of America or the world: hey, start your own channel, and be open to experiences you never thought would happen. Australian hand jobs are the best.
Ozzy is out there, grabbing brown snakes all the time. So he knows what to do.
Well, yeah, he literally said, suck the venom, which I thought was exciting.
Hanson, have you not seen the brown snakes in Australia that can kill you in like 2 seconds?
They're called taipans.
Yeah, taipans. They call them brown snakes. They're freaking huge.
Wow.
They give more. Basically, they've got the worst venom, and
what's the poisonous snake from Wheel of Time? What's it called? A black lance?
The two-step or whatever.
Well, no, that's a lizard.
Oh, that's the lizard. Yeah.
Snake is, I believe, the black lance that scared Thera and Julian almost killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tuan told Matt, "What kind of a man are you that lets poisonous snakes go?" I think she says something like that.
Oh shit. Okay.
But that's tied into her omen stuff. Like the entire prophecy thing is interesting, but the entire Ascension omen stuff is like there's a lot there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's the entire show though, Ben. Yeah.
What he said it in 5 words: cultures clash.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like get over. He's like, yeah. What do you think about cultures clash? Get over yourself, bitch. That's what he said.
Did you see String Flames comment? I could start a cool wilderness off-grid channel, but I don't want to. That's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, he really could though.
That.
Like if anyone knows about off-grid, String Flame does.
That's
amazing. All
Like,
right,
if you want to know what rugged isolationist like individualism is about, String Frame.
Yeah. Like he's like Hemingway was a bitch. Hemingway was a bitch. You spent 2 months in the forest and wrote a book. Fuck you, Hemingway. All right, let's move on.
Wait. I'm just gonna say this real quick.
Yeah.
Hemingway was a Florida man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, right.
He was Florida man.
Barely right.
Certainly, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we got So Harbor.
We already talked about So Harbor, but let's go back to So Harbor.
We could. Well, what happens in
So Harbor or is it So Harbor?
So Harbor?
Wait, are there two? I'm confused. Is it So Harbor or So Habor?
Yeah.
I'm fucking lost. Are there two of them?
No.
No, it's just one, right?
No. The audiobook says So Harbor. Do we want to talk about So Harbor? Like, what happens in Crown of Swords and So Harbor that's significant? Let's just talk about that then.
That's where they see the ghost. They go.
Yeah, that was it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. They were cleaning the grain, getting the weevils out of the grain, and they saw the ghosts, and that's pretty much all that happened there at that time.
That's pretty much it.
All right, so then, like, I'm sorry, how was Hinterstadt? I thought Hinterstadt was way more involved. Is that later?
Later. Later.
That's later, and that's way more weird.
Yeah.
All right, so we are in Hinterstadt for. Why are we in Hinterstadt Big Crown Swords?
I was wondering that myself.
Okay. Thank you, because AI said we go to
I
Hinterstadt.
didn't want to bother anybody's stuff. People was like, "Oh, somebody put this together." Okay.
No, it's all AI. I'm just like cutting corners and.
Listen, we've established that Ryan and B Dizzle are not allowed to freaking pass along any Chat GPT bullshit.
Come on, that's how the channel's growing because
they are surprisingly wrong sometimes.
Listen,
right,
you remember the plume thing where he said it was a certain freaking chapter? That was not the chapter.
I know. I heard that. All right, so Candor, look at that. Look, no background, just perfectly.
Well, we like Candor. At least we like people.
Do we?
From Candor.
Like Candor.
Yeah.
Candor's nice.
Why do we like Candor?
There's some cool people from Candor.
Candor has a queen.
What?
Which is?
Queen
has a what?
Has a queen.
It has a king and it has a king and a queen. I mean, in fact, it has Paitar Nachiman is the king of Candor, isn't he?
What?
Or is he the king of Arafat?
Who was the
queen? Yes, I'm sorry. Paitar Nachiman is the king of Arafat.
The queen was Candor had the I can't remember her name. It's a long.
Queen Ethanella?
Yeah.
Yeah, Queen Ethanella is from Candor. And
she got that guy that carries his sword for her.
Yeah, the sword bear. Yes, that's
Well,
right.
yeah.
All right, Jansen.
Sorry,
Here's some
Lord Balthazar.
trivia. Here's some
Lord
trivia,
Balthazar.
Jansen. I'm gonna fucking get ready, Jansen.
What's that?
Who is the first king of Kandor?
The first king
Oh,
of
gee.
Kandor.
Swear,
Come
if
on,
he gets this
Jansen.
right, I'm going to be mad at you, Ryan.
Come on, Jansen. It starts with a J.
King of Kandor.
George.
Starts
Jorge.
with a J.
So Jorge,
I don't know. First king of Kandor.
is it Jeremiah?
King?
You're more close than you are. That's
I
kinda
was
weird.
close to Jeremiah.
That's kind of weird that you said that.
It's not weird. I can't. I mean, I'm guessing, but
All right, 5 more seconds. 5, 4.
I don't
3.
know. I don't know.
All right, yeah, the first king Kandor is Jarel Sokovna.
nowhere near
Sukovny.
Jarrell with
No
Jeremiah.
idea. Because the only other Jarael I know is the name Pater Fane used for a little bit as Jarael Mordib.
Well, maybe he was like just like giving you a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Kandor came up. So
Pavara's from Kandor.
Pavara is from Kandor.
Damn, I was a wolf.
All right, give us a breakdown of what's Kandor like. If I was living in Kandor, if I was a regular like proletariat, what's Kandor like?
I think that we also see Kandor. There's a scene where a borderland fort is being overrun by the Trolloc and the Drakkar, and he gives his son his sword. Kemel Ray is the guy's name.
That's a great scene. I love that.
God damn it, Ben! Good job.
It's a great scene, and I'm pretty sure that happens in Kandor.
And
Also, if we go back to New Spring, Chachin is Chachin is very prominent in New Spring with Moraine and Lan.
Yep.
Also, I have to leave.
All right, we hit
Don't
the
cuss
mark.
me out. Don't kiss me out like you did earlier.
No, I regret it every moment of it.
You can cuss me out whenever you want, Ryan.
I appreciate you so much. Tavern Tavern, do you have anything to promote before you leave?
WhatCon, baby. Oh, what?
WatCon. Okay, so there's WatCon. Matt's Dagger does an outstanding job of linking my stuff in there. Also, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's gone to my YouTube and watched my What Idol parody. I appreciate it. I was never expecting that many people to show up and watch it. So thank you for that. Other than that, I've got nothing else.
Okay. Do you give us permission to show that on our show?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
All right, awesome.
Actually, here what I'm gonna do is I'm also going to put this link in the private chat so you guys can keep up with the map if you would like.
Awesome. All right,
There's
thank you
a
so
link
much,
to the map.
Tavern.
All right, bye everybody. Have a good
See
one.
you soon.
Peace, man.
Adios. All right, boys. It's time to get serious.
All right, when the cat's away, the mice shall play.
So where are we going to now?
So we were talking about Soul Harbor. We all know about this, and we talked extensively about what it means to have ghosts. We're in Kandor. The last is going to be Arafel, but are we still in Kandor? What do we have left on Kandor?
So the reason Kandor comes up, I think, is because this is when the Borderlanders start getting organized to move south.
Yeah. Yes. And
Okay.
Kandor is the first borderland to entirely get engulfed by the Dark One.
Yes,
Falls complete in the entire series.
in the final battle, that's where the Aes Sedai go, and they get crushed by the Sharons coming in behind, and they're saved by the Senshan.
And it's funny about the thing is about that area, because Kandor, right at the very north of Kandor is a little tip, which is the border of Kandor and Saldaia, and Meridan is there, which is the capital of Saldaia. And the only reason Meridan is still standing is because Rand saved it. And it's ironic that later on in the Fourth Age, that's where Perrin and Fael's throne's going to be. and Rand saved their city.
Nice. I like that. Ben, do you remember that? Ben, you look lost.
No, I'm not sure that Perrin and Fael will be based in Maridon, but I'm not willing to gainsay Jansen on the issue.
Well, that's where Tenobia is.
Yeah.
That's where she is. That's where she rules from. So I would assume that that's where the crowd is.
Yeah, but it all depends what happens in the Fourth Age with the Ascension and a whole heap of stuff.
True that, but as long as they have traveling, they'll be able to get back and forth pretty quickly.
I think he's going to have multiple pups.
I think you're right about that too. And speaking of, Perrin doesn't even need traveling; he can do it himself.
Yeah,
Right. He skims.
Yep.
Skims with the best of them.
I don't think it's kind of like the Medici family, or there was a particular Habsburg that just had so many children that she could like marry them off willy-nilly.
Well, I know that, like, kind of like the Romanov family.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Queen Elizabeth. I mean, their families even has Romanov blood in them.
Well, they were all cousins.
Yeah.
King George V, Kaiser Wilhelm, and Tsar Nicholas. They're all cousins.
All cousins.
They're all cousins. Anyway, that's real world history. Sorry to bring that up.
I love it. I love it.
No, I know a lot about it. No, I like it.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, Crown of Swords finishes all the way back in Shadow Logo.
Yes.
But to get there, it goes through Ilion. And for a book and a half, we've been listening to We've been listening to Rand trying to get anyone to lead his men into Ilion as a distraction so he can spring his trap.
Yep. And that all gets messed up.
To do it, and he can't get Perrin to do it.
And that all gets messed up.
Them off on different things. But Ilion is essentially the focus of Rand in this book.
It is.
That's great.
It is. Everything's focused towards Ilion.
What do you guys think about JW's coming here? Didn't they make an agreement with Elaine about his kids or her kids becoming stewards in the Two Rivers because Perrin and Fayo live in Saldia?
Well, they made Perrin the steward of the Two Rivers.
And Tam the Lord.
The Lord there, his successor, if anything would happen. So Perrin made. So there are two houses in the Two Rivers right now. There's the House of Althor and the House of Ibara. But also, like, what else? They also said that, but by looking at some of Avienda's POVs, or no, Rand's POVs from the Memory of Light, we know that Perrin's granddaughter ends up being the mayor of the Two Rivers at some point later on in the future.
Wow, she finally usurps the Alviers.
Well, I mean, potentially there is an agreement that one of Perrin's children will marry one of Elaine's.
And that is with when they made the Pact of the Griffin.
Yep. So whether that, if Perrin's son marries Elaine's daughter, he's prince consort. He's not king. Yeah. Elaine's family still rules.
Yep.
If Perrin's daughter marries Elaine's son, he's still the first captain of the sword. He's not moving to the Two Rivers to take lordship. Yeah?
Yeah, you're right.
So there's this thing where it's a good win. But see, if Perrin has multiple kids, one of his kids will marry Elandre.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. And then there's also the, I think, so funny possibility that one of Perrin's and Fael's kids marries one of Galad and Berlane's kids.
Oh, snap. Right?
Oh, can you imagine the mother-in-law fights with that?
Yep.
It would
Beautiful,
be
beautiful babies.
So you could see a future world where Perrin's bloodline becomes the one that holds the thing together.
Absolutely.
Also, than even the Rand and the Throne of Andor stuff and things like that. Mainly because
Rand already has the blood of Andor in him anyway through Tigray.
Yeah. So, but that's the fourth age, and we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Book 7.
Let's talk about the last place we're going to visit is Arafel.
Is Arafel, which is where the king, Paitar Nachiman, rules. He has a sister who is a green Aes Sedai.
Bera and Katara.
Kimura.
That's it. Kimura and Bera.
Bera Harkin.
Bera is an Andorian farm wife.
She looks like a, yeah. She looks
and
like a
Karuna is the sister of the king.
And
they're the two greens that got sent to the Isle Waste to search for Rand.
Who ended up giving fealty to him. And then we also know that later on in the Memory of Light, Kimura meets her demise.
Indeed.
Like
honorably.
Yeah, honorably, yes. So yeah, the whole. But what we know about the Arafelans are that I believe they wear bells in their hair. Some of the men wear braids with bells in their hair.
So other cultures wear bells in their beard, but Arafelans in particular have two braids, I believe.
Yep.
Over their ears with bells in them, and Nashima is.
I think the first person that we got a really, really good description of what Arafelan wear and what people from Arafelan are like, because they also wear two swords on their back, was Lan's best friend in New Spring, whose name was.
You mean the one that betrayed him?
Yes. His name was
Rhyme.
Comma and Line.
Rhyme.
He was living in there. He had taken up Arafelan ways, even though he was a Malkiri. And we know that he liked the bells, and we know that Arafelan men seem to like the way they like to look presentable in front of women and in front of the people they talk to.
So did the Aradami.
Yeah, true. And who was the other Arafelan who was a very, very big character? He was the one who followed after. He was the one who sent to go get Kendor. What was his name?
Bullen.
No, not Bullen. That's Lan. But Bullen, no, it was the Ashaman. What was his name? Jahar Narishma.
Yeah, Narishma.
Yeah, Jahar Narishma. He's Arafelan, and he is one of the most powerful Ashaman that there are. He
growing in power throughout the books.
His Aes Sedai is
Maurice.
Yes, no. I think you're. No, it's not that. It's not Daigion.
No, Daigen's with Dama Flynn. No, that's Shamusa.
Who was it? I can't remember. It was damn, why can't I remember that? It will come to me.
I'm just wondering.
It gets very little mention. Yeah, is Deep. Deepe. He's at the Battle of Maradon.
Yep. And we're not talking about Sundays. We're talking about
Asherman were Borderlanders, so I know he was a Borderlander.
Yes. And he ended up dying.
Borderlanders. He had his legs blown off. He kept channeling.
And he ended up getting killed by the Mahale.
Yeah.
Yes. I totally know that. Deep.
Launching himself at the Mahale.
That's right. And we know, so Arafel also...
With one leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a peg leg
How do you actually do that?
They put a peg leg on him.
Really?
I think they did. Yeah, I'm not kidding. They even talk about something like that.
Okay, they just improvise a peg leg and he just used it to launch himself out of first. Okay.
Well,
deep is deep. That's all I want to say.
And that is going deep.
He's only in it for such a short time.
And he also, that was the thing, and he personified the Araphellan way. They were borderlanders. They had a very, 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 very strict sense of honor. A ton of them came to land when he raised the golden crane, as Shan, and a lot of the things, a lot of the characters, they use in the books as fodder. Because a lot of people have to die in books like this.
Yeah, they're all getting fridge left.
A lot of Araphellan warriors died in this book.
What do you think about this comment right here by LBF? He said, Araphellan are honor-based, sort of I-like. He said, IIRC, which I don't know what that means. The bells are to give their opponents a chance to not get stuck on. So they're wearing bells so that they can't literally sneak up on people, and they have to be... Is that what I'm reading?
I think he might be right.
If you want to play it you can read into Jordan however you want. The Shanarians are heavy horse. They're in plate armor. They're the Crusaders. Yada yada.
Minus double
the
cavalry.
Chaldeans are the light cavalry. They're the raiders. They're on the fringes. They're the mounted archers. Stuff like that. Yeah. The Araphellans are the in-between. They're the medium cavalry. They're the guy with chainmail, a shield, lance,
the pikeman,
an axe on the horse. Yeah,
I agree.
And they're there for the business, but they're not protected like the Shanarians. Yeah,
guys, a really big opportunity just came in. Okay, just kidding. Sorry. No. So yeah. So what? That's amazing. I honest to God, this whole idea of bells. I hope our soldiers don't go into battle with bells on.
If you think about them in that way, one allegory I'd make to the Araphellans is that they're the Janissaries.
Okay.
And the Janissaries famously marched to the pole with the crescent moon on the top with the bells. They stomp on the thing.
Don't these guys wear bells in their hairs?
I always thought Janissaries, dedicated troops.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely.
The Janissaries were the elite troops.
Do you think Rand could just be like, "Hey, take the bells off"?
But within that was in the confines of the heavy, the light, and the medium cavalry, as it were, as well. But yeah, I don't think about these books too much.
Oh, I think about them all the time, man.
No, it's a great distraction.
I know, it's fantastic to kind of share this with you.
I am with you on that.
Yeah, no, our loved ones are pleading for our attention. We're just off thinking about these books. I know.
Speaking of what you just said, that is happening to me right now.
Yeah, we gotta bounce. This has been a great show. We got through Crown of Swords. Thank you, Ben, for keeping me on track. Thank you, Jansen. Do you have any?
Yeah. All the heights are paved with daggers.
Yeah, well, next week is going to be WatCon, so we might probably won't have a show, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. We might do something remote. But until then, everyone, Jansen, do you have anything you promote legally?
I can't say what it is, but wish me luck, everybody. I've got biggest audition in my life.
Break a fucking leg, man.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, yeah. Yeah, it just steps away from being on Wheel of Time. It's all there. All right, everyone, we love you. As Dan says, we love you and we're proud of you. And run for your lives, because this is the way to leave.